Okay, welcome to video number 2. In this video, I'm going to talk about my experience in France. Um, Went to a town in France called La Hire, France. I'll spell it L-E. That's the first part of it, and this other part is Havre. La, Le Havre. I think it's pronounced Le Havre. I think, yeah, Le Havre. Okay. Hope I pronounced this right. I went to Le Havre, France. Okay. Went there on the last stop on the northern European cruise that I went on back in 2017 with my parents and my sister. Yeah, before I talk about my experience in France, I'm gonna read some um quotos, what read some things about what people's experience they have in France. Well, actually, it's two people. Um, I think I'm gonna be reading more. Then after that, I'm gonna tell you about my experience in France. Hope this video won't be long. Just want to try to keep it short. And here's the first post on Quotum. Their post is like think about 3 of them. I think. Here's one from Ark Briley, self-employed musician. Okay, it says that he's been living in Paris, France, from 1990 till now, and here's what he has to say. I am British, and I am married to a French lady person. We have lived in the USA for 4 years and are soon, mercifully, moving back to our house in France. We have been overwhelmed by just how expensive it is to live in the USA. Between my wife and I, we earn well into 6 figures. There's me being all American and struggle each month to save even the smallest amount. Between quality and I generally have the feeling that I am poisoning myself when eating produce from the larger supermarkets, Price Chopper, Hannaford, etc. Food in France is very good quality and cheap relative to the US. There is also a culture of food which I love. Workers in our area have 2 hours off for lunch which with their families. Every day lovely +1 France. Healthcare is a catastrophic, and I cannot believe that the gorgeous American people who I know and love stand for it. My wife works in public health and has researched financial toxicity such that 1,000s of Americans die every year for simply not being able to afford their treatments. For shame. Healthcare in France is heavily subsidized and in some cases free +1 France. We pay 15 euros a year for a child's schooling for the bus. We pay over 2,000 every month in the USA +1 France. Also, strip malls are notorious and depressing and exist in every town, and indeed seem to be the center of many towns. No thank you. This is all objective, however. I realize my reaction to it is subjective, so you are all still free to make your own decisions. Peace. Here's the second one from Iraz Alba, who lives in who lives in Paris. And here's what this person has to say. I am a French citizen, and I have always liked to live in the USA, but due to immigration rules, it is not easy to go and live in the US. So the question is, what is life like in France versus USA? There is bad and good in both countries. Housing. Houses and apartments are smaller in France. While is a standard to have 2 or 3 bathrooms in a house in the USA, it is less the case in France, except NYC area. The houses are bigger and more beautiful in US. Cars are smaller in France compared to US because fuel had always been more expensive in Europe. Interacting with people. Americans are overly impressive in interactions. Oh my God. Amazing, gorgeous, wow, you look so nice, etc. While French are far less expensive, as it would sound fake or just too much to talk like that to someone. However, I find Americans to be more positive and joyful. Cultural interest. French are overall pessimistic and love to complain about France and their government or just about everything. They love to talk about news, traveling, art, politics, while Americans are more into cool and light conversations. I find French have also more knowledgeable about what the rest of the world is like, while Americans are very country-centered and tend to have low interest and knowledge about what is happening outside of the U.S. Marital success. It does not seem as important in France to run after money. The social and family life are always at the top of people's priorities. For those who like the career and want more, there is much more interest, as the more money you make, the more overwhelmingly your taxes are so at the end of the day, it doesn't make a huge difference. In the US, during my current job, I would have made at least double the money I made in France. In the US, people have more incentive to work and make money, and the mentality encourages that. Vacations. I work in a private company, and if I addition all my paid vacations, I have two full paid months in a year. In the US, only people working for the government get that much vacation. The other face of the coin is that low and middle class people in France have free time but less money to travel compared to the average American. Social safety net. There is a traditional popular brief in France that the government has to care about social well-being. No one is supposed to be homeless or are carving in France. People with no income receive a minimum allowance to live in almost free apartment. There are a lot of social allowedness to any type of situation. Jobless, young, single mother, etc. Not to mention national health care, which is totally free for people with no income. The dark side of overprotection is abuse, government debt, and high taxes. The free protection is financed with heavy taxes on people who work hard. Also, that attracts a lot of immigrants who come to get advantages of the social behalfs. On the other side, USA is more about personal responsibility, and people have to work their asses off to earn their bread and well-being. In US, people don't accept the government to look after them. National health care. This is considered as France's biggest social rights achievement. If you have cancer or a heart surgery that would cost $100,000 US, you don't pay anything, while the US health care can be very expensive. On the other hand, there is a lot of abuse in France with the free health care, so there is no good or bad, just two different systems. Clarity and funding. The clarity and foundations are very developed in US, while it is not so popular in France and in Europe. If you are very rich and successful in US, it is socially encouraged to raise money and found big special projects or causes. This is less true in Europe. This is because people in Europe consider that it is the government to look after those things. Research, special case clauses, for example, cancer research or animal shelters, SPA, are financed by the government, even if they do receive sporadic private donations. Education. Excuse me. Okay. Education. Universities and university and post-high school education is totally free in France compared to expensive private universities in US. The education expenses is the biggest budget of the national expenses, 40% of public expense. There are not students overwhelmed with debt like in US. Government grants scholarships based on the parents' income so that to promote the equality of chances so that everyone, even without income to support himself, can access the university education. However, I am not saying everything is perfect. The backside of the story is that due to demographic growth during the last 10 years, the universities have not adapted structures to welcome the number of applicants versus the capacity to grow and the lack of budgets to build more universities. Also, the public universities are known as less adapted to job market. There are more and more students each year choosing private paying businesses schools. Slow food. There is not much saying in France like grabbing some food. In France, lunch is a moment to sit and have a nice time with co-workers or family or friends. A lot of activities stop in France between 12 a.m. and 2 p.m. because people are having their lunch. Some shops even close. Also, food is less processed and better quality than average in US. Dating. There is no dating. There is no such thing as multi-dating in France. And then being excluded. Multi-dating is socially seen as ugly in France. You date one person at time. If it works, you become exclusive. If not, you move to a next person. Dating in France is less verbal. Unlike US, you don't have to ask, "May I kiss you? Do you want to be my girlfriend?" or "I want to have sex with you." In France, you just do it, and if you get rejected, it means a no. Also, unlike US, the man doesn't have to pay the dates. Some women will appreciate your chivalry by splitting bills. Is very common, and grown women will even enlist to split. Okay, that's it. Yeah, all this hit me like a ton of bricks. So that's how France is. Okay, onto the experience that I had in France. Okay, I went to the city, La Havre, France, and came there on a cruise ship. When I got off, that was my dad, my mom, my sister, and myself. We were all standing around this huge crowd of people off the ship. And we're standing. I think we were waiting for like a bus to pick us up and take us through the town. And as we were waiting, I took some pictures. Took a picture of some text, some writing on the door on a building, and I heard some woman said this. We're in France. I mean, the weather's supposed to be sunny and nice. I mean, it's all cloudy. Like, and when some of the people heard it, some of them started laughing. Like, I think everybody started laughing. And okay, the bus came and picked us all up, and took us through the city. And we got off the bus, and my mother pointed and said, "Look, Richard, they got a Burger King there." Like, I wasn't interested in Burger King. I wasn't interested in American stuff. I'm just interested in how France is, how that part of France that I was in is. Okay, my mom and my dad, they didn't want to go with me and my sister to walk around the city, so they left and went back to the cruise ship. I mean, they didn't want to walk around. Yeah. So it was just me and my sister. We walked around. We walked around La Havre, France. We took some pictures. We walked around. I mean, the city was very beautiful, very gorgeous. I mean, it was really nice. I remember we went into a souvenir shop, and I think we went into a souvenir shop, and my sister got upset because she wanted to find out, like, no, it wasn't a souvenir shop. It was some kind of shop. Didn't know what it was. Like, I followed her in there. She asked, "Hey, where's?" She asked, we're looking for the souvenir shops. I mean, do you know where they are?" Like, and the guy in there who run this store, he said that they're all the shops were closed because of Bastille Day. It was Bastille Day, and I think it was July the 9th, and at that time, Donald Trump was in Paris. So we were there, and Donald Trump was there. Well, he was in Paris, and we were in La Hère, France, and yeah. Okay, I think before all that, I think after we got off the bus, before my sister went to this shop, and before my parents walked away, we went to the La Ville Hotel. And it was like French flags all over the place. Like, it was a waterfall in front of it. It was like a park style place. I mean, flowers everywhere. It was just gorgeous. I got some pictures, and yeah, it was really nice. I mean, also, well, me and my sister walked through the city, and the city was nice. I mean, everything was nice. I mean, I remember before we crossed this street, I mean, a car stopped to let me and my sister cross. I mean, the driver was very patient, and my sister just flipped out and said, "Come on, Richard, let's go, let's cross the street." I didn't say anything. I just crossed the street. I didn't let my sister get to me. And my sister went into this mall. I followed her in this mall. Then we went in this store. Like, I didn't want to go in this store, but she wanted to go in there. Like, she was just interested in going there and just buying a lot of stuff, instead of just walk around and seeing the sights and the culture and everything in France. And I just walked out of one of the stores that she went into. She walked out and saw me standing outside one of the stores, and she said this. She walked up and said this to me: "They got stores here for men like you. Where you going? Where you going in any of them?" I didn't say anything, and she bought a purse in one of them, and she took the purse and threw it in a closet, and never went in and got it or thought about it ever again. So basically, my sister is a hoarder / pack rat. She just buys stuff. She just buys stuff and just pile it all in her room. And, she just buys a lot of useless junk that she doesn't need. She just buys it just to see it. I mean, you bought a purse at a store and you throw it in a closet and you don't even think anything about it. Like, you don't want to use it or do anything with it. Like, it doesn't make any sense. Well, anyway, I didn't let my sister get to me. So yeah. Okay, we walked around. We left this mall / store, wherever this place was. We got out and we walked around. And all I care about is the sights and everything in La Hère, France. I mean, we walked through these people who were selling stuff on the streets. They were selling clothes and all kinds of stuff there. And a woman walked up to me and my sister and said something to us in French. And me and my sister didn't speak French at all. And we saw people, like, they were cooking like rotisserie chicken, and they were selling food out of their trunks of their cars, I think, and they had the food in these rotisserie like machines. They were cooking the chicken. They were selling food on the streets. I mean, you definitely won't see that in the U.S. And yeah, because people can't do that in the U.S. because you had to go through a lot of laws and stuff. Because in countries like France, like in cities, like the streets and everything belong to the people. And here in the U.S., you have to like get a permit and you have to follow the law. You have to go through a lot of red tape and yellow tape just to yeah. Well, I'm wrong on that. Basically, you can't do what you do, and you can't sell stuff on the streets in the U.S. like you do in France. Okay, we walked around. Me and my sister went to this bathroom at this French restaurant. Then after that, we went to this hamburger food stand where my sister went and bought a drink, and this was the most funniest thing that ever happened to me. Like, this homeless guy was walking by. He was saying something in French, and he walked by. He walked by. He walked by me. And there was this other guy. He was bald and he had tattoos. He saw the homeless guy and he saw the homeless guy too. And we both saw him. The homeless guy walked by, said something in French, and okay. As the homeless guy walked away speaking French, I had no idea what he was saying, but the other guy, the bald headed guy, he understood him because he spoke French. Well, actually, I didn't know he understood. I didn't know he spoke French when he asked for something at the hamburger stand. Okay, he looked at me. He looked at me. And well, we talked through hand gestures, and this is how it went. So we were telling each other that the guy was nuts. So yeah, okay, me and my sister, we went to this old church. It was like a church from the 17th century or even older. It was a very old church, and at that church I think at that church, like next to it, the church was really nice. The next to it there was a woman. She had her dog in some playpen or something, and the dog started barking at me and my sister. The woman told the dog to stop bothering us. Okay, we walked. Okay, we walked through this. Walked through other parts of the city. We almost walked into some radio station because my sister thought it was a souvenir shop. And a guy, when we approached, there was a guy standing in front of it. When we approached the guy pulled out his walkie-talkie and said something. And my sister said, "Is this a souvenir shop?" And she asked this guy, "Is this a souvenir shop?" And he said, "No, this is a radio station." So yeah. Okay, I was taking pictures and my sister just lost it and told me this. I was taking pictures with my fourth generation Apple iPod Touch from 2010, and my sister went and handed one of her cameras to me. She said, "Here's this camera. Camera. You don't have a lot of hard driving in here." So I took the camera and just didn't say anything. Just used it just to take pictures. Yeah. Okay. La Havre, France. It was a very nice city, but actually, yeah, it was a nice city. It was actually the gateway to Paris, and we all, and my parents, my sister, and myself, we all, well, actually, we all didn't have enough money to venture into Paris. So yeah, I'm gonna be going there soon. Long way going back to the UK. Yeah. I think I also remember we were all paying for it. We were all buying bus passes, and I didn't know what was going on. Nobody didn't say nothing to me about it. I was just left in the dark. And when I got to this counter, after everybody bought their bus passes, there was this woman. She was saying something in French. I mean, not French. Well, she was speaking English, but she was saying something. She was very happy and cheerful. And I paid for my. I went and bought my bus. I went and bought my. Went and got my bus pass. I should have said merci. That's what I should have said, but I didn't say it. Yeah, telling her thanks. Yeah, yeah. You had to get a bus pass to get on this bus to go all over La Her, France. And I think before I got off the cruise ship, I took pictures of the city before getting off the cruise ship with my parents and my sister. Okay, getting aboard the cruise ship, going back to the cruise ship. Me and my sister got on this bus and headed back to the cruise ship. And I looked over and I saw this woman. It was a girl. Like, she had this angry look on her face. She was just pissed. She was just angry. I mean, she was so angry. She had this look on her face that made her look very, very scary. I'm thinking that she was from Canada, and she probably was. Okay, yeah. And she acts similar to this girl I used to know named Christy. Christy, yeah. Okay. I was gonna say something to her, but I didn't want to say anything. So after we got off the bus, I saw her. She got off and she walked away talking to some other girl. Yeah, when we got back on the cruise ship, my father forced me to spend my euros just to buy him a T-shirt. So he forced me to get off the ship and go to this souvenir shop next to the cruise ship dock to to buy my father a T-shirt. I was forced to do this, forced to spend my euros, and yeah, and I went to this shop before going back there to be forced into buying my father a T-shirt. Yeah, I bought this replica of the Eiffel Tower. They had a huge big one that cost 49 euros, and they had a small one that cost like about 30 to 20 euros. I think I remember, and I had enough euros to buy this huge replica of the Eiffel Tower. And then when I got it, my sister said this to me: "That's too big. That costs too much. Buy one that's cheaper." So I just did what she said and just bought the small one. I mean, and I had enough euros. I had a lot. I think I had about like 180 euros or 150 euros. I think I had more than that. Oh yeah, yeah. So I was forced to buy my dad a T-shirt with my euros. And I think before that, my dad didn't have any euros, and I offered him some of my euros, and he said this to me: "I don't want to. I don't want to take your money, hypocrite." And he forced me to spend all my euros just to buy him a T-shirt. Yeah, so I stood in line with my sister to buy a T-shirt, and I did this. Meaning I was just sick of just being forced to do stuff. And there was this guy there. When he heard me do this, he looked up and smiled at me. He was pretty friendly. A cool, friendly French guy. Yeah. Bought the T-shirt and went back on the cruise ship. So that's my experience in France. Uh, Hope this video isn't too long. I'm trying my best to keep it short. Okay, okay, that's the end of that video. I mean, the next video will be about Pothead Steve later.